Hi, this is Clark Omholt with SpectraFlow, and today we are going to talk about nesting with FireXF RIP software. Nesting, sometimes called ganging, allows you to automatically group jobs together, saving paper and or time. There's two ways to nest in FireXF, either manually or automatically. So let's have a look at Fiery Command Workstation and we'll walk you through both of these options. The first one I'm going to show you is how to nest manually. So I'm going to import some jobs. I've got 4 of these just sitting here ready to go. And I'm going to open, and I'll go to my default settings and I will hold. And they'll spool up here and we can look at the preview. This is a green blob, this is a red blob, and this are some test images. Once they spool up, we can see them in the preview in the upper right. So if I want to manually nest, I simply grab all 4 of them, do a control click, and say new nesting. And if you want to see what it looks like, click on the nesting. It'll create a preview and show how it's ganging them all together. You can also click on this plus to see the individual jobs, and if you wanted to move a job out of the nesting, you can click on it and say remove job from nesting, and then the preview would look a little different. So that's a super easy way to do jobs manually. At automated nesting, in order to put that in place, you will want to go to the server manager up here. That's where you do your configuring of Fiery. And so we have, I'll get rid of this guy. So this is our default workflow we had in place previously. I'm going to make a copy of this, and I'm going to call it nesting. And then I'm going to go over to the layout tool, and under layout tool you'll see nesting. Turn this on. By default it's going to use 80% of the sheet. So I have a 24-inch printer in place right now, so anything that gets up to 19.2 inches or more is automatically going to nest and be ready to print. And then this is grayed out, but I usually turn it on so that if the nesting is waiting to finish for more than 5 minutes, it automatically prints anyways, which I think is a good fail-safe. So I'll save this, and I'll go back to Fiery, and I'm going to bring in those jobs again. This time I'm going to choose the nesting workflow, and we'll say hold. See, the 4 jobs are all there, and it did not nest, so I don't feel like waiting for 5 minutes to pass by, so I'm going to do a force nesting. We'll see what we have. So laid them out in a way similar to before. Oh, it's because I had it set up to 80% of the sheet. And the sheet is defined as being 590 inches long. So you're never going to get a nest automatically fill up. So that's why it's sitting there waiting to nest. So 5 minutes would go by unless I forced it. And this looks just like the first one we did. But if I delete this and then go back to the server manager and go to the nesting and tell it to use 80% of the line. That's the one that goes to 19.2 inches. And that's a more typical setting for nesting. If we save this, and I bring those 4 jobs in again, it should behave a little differently. Yep, so the first 2 jobs are already nested because they fill up the required 19.2 inches, and then the next 2 jobs already nested. because they fill up the 19.2 inches. So we saved ourselves a bunch of paper, and we didn't have to do any interventions. And that is a quick overview of nesting.